The morning mist clung to the valley like a ghost refusing to fade. It was just past sunrise in a small Kentucky town, and the fairground smelled of hay, sweat, and desperation. Among the restless horses and shouting traders stood Clara, a 19-year-old girl whose pale hands trembled as she clutched her father's worn coat. The whispers were everywhere. "He's trading her for a stallion." Her father didn't meet her eyes as he finalized the deal. The man across from him, Ethan Ward, a rancher known for his stoic silence, simply nodded and handed over the reins of a majestic black horse. Clara's heart pounded like thunder in her ears. She wasn't being married, she was being traded. And yet, when Ethan turned toward her, there was something unexpectedly gentle in his expression. "I know this isn't your choice," he said quietly, "but you'll be safe." She looked up, tears glimmering. "Safe?" she whispered. He nodded. "Safe and free. One day." Ethan's ranch was nothing like the world Clara had known. The house smelled of wood and lavender oil. The wind chimes outside sang a quiet song whenever the door opened. He gave her a room of her own, clean sheets, a lamp, a window that faced the sunrise. She waited for the cruelty everyone had warned her about, but it never came. Instead, Ethan spoke softly and kept his distance. He showed her how to feed the horses, brush their coats, and speak to them so they'd trust her. "They listen better when they know you're not afraid," he said with a small smile. At night, she'd hear him playing an old harmonica by the porch, a tune so sad and beautiful it made her chest ache. For the first time in years, Clara began to feel something she hadn't felt since childhood. Peace. Months passed. The fear that had once lived in Clara's eyes began to fade. She laughed easily now, her voice soft as the wind brushing through the wheat fields. Then, one late afternoon, her past came back, in the form of her father, stumbling through the gate, drunk and furious. "You think you can buy her and keep her?" he shouted at Ethan. "She's mine. You owe me more than that damn horse." Clara froze in the doorway, hands shaking. But before she could speak, Ethan stepped forward. His voice was calm, but cold as steel. "She stopped being yours the day you sold her," he said. "You sold your daughter for a price." "I gave her a life." Her father's face twisted with rage before he turned and staggered away into the dusk. When the dust finally settled, Clara collapsed into tears. Ethan didn't touch her. He simply stood beside her, silent, letting her cry until the stars came out. Years later, the ranch was alive with laughter and light. Horses ran free through the fields. Clara, now strong and radiant, ran her hand along their backs as Ethan watched her with quiet pride. He had never called her his property, only his partner, his equal, his home. On their 5th anniversary, Ethan handed her a small wooden box. Inside lay a gold ring, simple but glowing in the afternoon sun. Engraved inside were the words, "Not sold. Chosen." Tears blurred her eyes as she whispered, "You bought me for a horse, Ethan." He smiled softly. "No," he said, "I traded for a chance and found my heart instead." The wind swept across the golden fields as they stood hand in hand. Proof that sometimes love isn't born from freedom. It creates it.